means they go through to go from, the band switch to the guitar switch, right? So I spend most of the day after the show thanking people that came out and recorded it. It's important to do that. You gotta make the rounds on that, and then you get caught up in it. That's really exciting. I work hard, and it's all music. I'm very fortunate for that. But today on deck is this. This is Paul. And this fucker just going to go through it. So what it started out as, let me explain this a little bit. Now, I've always been kind of curious about it. It's DIY. What you do is good, right? So it comes to me the raw form of everything you need to make this guitar. I've never done anything. It's a build. I haven't done DIY. So this is the first DIY. It is a good fit for about $125. Right? Fucking stupid, huh? So it's up to you to do the real thing, how good it becomes and whatever. Well, I spent a lot of time on that finish and trying to figure out how I was going to make this Les Paul my own as well, Because I mean, Les Paul, right? So where was I going to go with the width of it, How was I going to, what was I going to do? And that's what it did. But I think it's a cool rush. I go up to the on the back side, I just kept it really rush no plywood here, folks. It's a real good everybody frame maker. I couldn't even believe it could actually sell this to me. The next one is last night. This is a money story. It's every gift. It's same thing you buy a Les Paul, right? I mean, you're going to get to this stuff. So this is the cheapest thing and all this stuff that they're making. I mean, they sit there, fucking torch protection, plug it into an amp. I mean, they cover it all. It's all the tools and the bone and all that little shit. Well, what I want to do is I'm going to cut the video off here and like the video the thing about that stuff. The problem is that I've been making a lot of videos but they're doing nothing for me. And that was the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is to get confidence in what you do especially if you're pouring out and like as an option to fix guitars, working guitars, work guitars, whatever you call it, right? I mean, if I wanted a guitar done, of course, it would So what we're going to do is a real short video of this. I evolved it. My goal, and I've done this before and but completely been off course about the goal. My goal is to have this thing assembled and be able to show it. Okay, so my goal would be to have this done by 12 months. That's 9 hours, and basically it's done. I just take this and some basic policy and review the reference and that stuff. That's it on now. It's very, this stuff is so before we just did that it seems like you guys are more interested in the actual how-to. And that makes sense. How you do it. Okay, so when you're going to try to be a little more professional about this video and kind of show you what the movie shows. But yes, this is a DIY guitar. I spent a little bit of time finishing it. Floor efforts. Watch the color goes. It's angelic and it's layers and this and that. It's just different. That's the flame maker compounded with 4 extra things I need. So I'm going to black out this thing is going to explode. This is really cool. Really fucking cool. And so, this thing got to do is just this thing. Then I got to glue this body with this guy. And I'm going to lay out all the parts and do all that. see. I'm going to be testing this sucker out, hopefully, before March. It really is just to put together a system. I mean, it's like since the wiring harness is already wired to it, I did a couple times I've changed it and soldered. So, the pickups, let's open them up. Let's spread it out. We know this is tuners and shit. There's too much, nickel and dime shit in there. I don't want to really open that until I'm ready to deal with it. But this is basically just tuners and all the real shit. But I am curious about these pickups, how they're wound, what they modeled them after. Once again, folks, you get all this, including the pickups and everything, for $125. I had to see. I want to build one just for the shits and giggles of it. But everything's here, man. And I want to tell you that if you wanted to build a Les Paul and you went with generic parts like we have here, I'm assuming they're generic, but they're heavy pickups, man. These are no slouch pickups. I can tell just by their weight. And usually, if you want to know quality, they'll use copper on the bases here. And they didn't. So that's a dead giveaway that they're cheapos. But I tell you what, man, even the cheap companies, they don't want to put out a product that nobody wants. So what they'll do is they'll buy a really good one that they're going to replicate. They replicate the exact gauge of copper wire, the exact magnet, and they recreate them. I've been very impressed by generic stuff, and I know why. They're probably a new company, maybe Asian or whatever, but they have to put out a product that's going to be comparable to transgressional, right? That's what transgressional means, by the way. Comparative to. I always claim I'm transgressional on all kinds of levels. I am, and so are you. Anyway, so these look good, man. I was really curious to see individually what they weighed like, and these are going to sound great, as good as any. I guarantee you, because if you were a company and you were putting out a product that was a replica of a really nice product, I tell you one thing you better have straight and organized, and that's the fact that the fucker better sound good, because as soon as they don't, guess who's getting a refund? And that's the way it works in today's modern society. You got all kinds of time to decide whether you want these. Because if you don't, guess what? The customer's always right, and the customer always gets a refund. And so, as a company, you don't want these coming back. So what's your best defense in making sure these don't come back? That's right, you build them right. And they do. They really do. So that's me representing companies that build shit fast, and they find, crafty ways of doing shit, maybe not handcrafted or whatever, but they make a product they don't think you're going to send back. They don't want it to come back. They want to keep your money. They send, the product comes back, it's used, maybe broken, whatever, and you got to refund their money in full. You got to pay for the shipping and all that. So it's fucked up for the company. So they do a good job, is my point, all right? Now that I fucking soapbox that for an hour. Alright, so body-wise, it's completely deal. It almost seems like this is actually a Gibson Les Paul body, and let me tell you why. I found a few little errors, okay? The pocket wasn't cut right, so I had to make some shims for it. The neck was really loose in there. But the quality of fucking wood is off the chain, man. Listen, a lot of guitars, even the ones you think aren't, the ones you're playing, they aren't solid wood. They aren't the 3 layers that go through. They're plywood, man. A lot of fucking guitars, Jackson, fucking BC Rich, all these fuckers, Dean, they're all culprits for it. Granted, the plywood isn't like your plywood that you make a doghouse out of or nothing. It's plywood that's made out of hardwood. So it's actually called veneer. And it's stacks of veneer, which is quality wood, cut in very thin strips and then stacked on each other to make up this width right here. And so a lot of guitars are made out of it. Here's the problem, man. Every time you join the piece of wood to another piece of wood, you have to use a layer of glue. Well, that's in sense of how wood works, acoustically. the glue is the glue isn't necessarily good. But I kind of blow that theory out with Bamboozle, because Bamboozle's body is made out of an insane amount of little tiny pieces of wood. You guys have seen the base. It's really probably thousands of little tiny squares of bamboo that make that base. But the difference is they compress that, you know, with a good machine. So I would never get away with doing it, but they have machines out there that compress it to the point of petrifying it to each other or whatever. Anyways, all that bullshit aside, that's the end of this segment. So I'm going to do these in segments. I'm going to get ready for the next segment. I'll turn on live, but this is how I'm going to do it so I can actually utilize what I'm doing to help my business, because god damn it, I'm struggling and I need support, and I've earned it. I've showed you guys I can handle any job, big or small, you know, and I can build guitars, and I can make amazing shit, and I can make shit you've never seen before and shit you've seen a million times. But I'm going to have to go back to the cabinet shop if I don't get more support. My living room is buried in guitars. Very fucking cool, one-off, none like it in the world guitars. And I sell a few of them, I do. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm completely, you know, going to get kicked out of my house or nothing. No, we're making the bills over here, but that's it, man. I'm not getting a paycheck. I'm paying all my money goes to the, you know, to my management, which is, you know, Casey. And so the deal is I need support. I absolutely do, and I'm capable of doing everything. I don't fuck with frets. If you have something, you want to pull these frets out and put new frets in, you've gone beyond what I'm comfortable with. And the reason being is when you pop these frets out, you're in fear of, you know, of splitting the wood and doing all kinds of crazy things. Now the 12th fret has all that, you know, they got that shit dialed in. And so to me it's too risky to work with your neck like that, you know, and to redo it. I'll build you a neck. I'll make you a neck. I'll buy you a neck. I'll crown your frets, no problem. You know, any kind of work like that, you know, crowning and bringing them down a little bit, no fucking problem. But if you want me to remove them, these go in with they're kind of a hook bent. So when they drive these in, or I drive them in, they've got a little catch on them that as you drive them in, they're grabbing the wood the other direction. So pulling them out is a very crafty deal. And you can fuck shit up. And if this is a 1978 Les Paul and he wanted his frets done, I mean, you're almost to the point where before you do it, you better have the option of another fretboard. And the owner better be okay with the fact that, you know, there is a little risk involved in pulling frets. And they got plenty of videos on how to do it, but them videos, don't watch one and think you can do it. It's not. It's you know, sometimes they'll miss a little element, which is the important element. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I wanted to tell you what I'm doing today. I'll be posting a couple more videos as I evolve with it, you know. But also reaching out for some support for Good Earth Guitars. We deserve to be here. We do something no one else does. I need support on that level. And by support, I don't mean come spend hundreds of dollars on one of my guitars or something. I mean come over and just hand me your guitar and say, Kit, what can you do to make this a better guitar? Or Kit, I hate this guitar, but I love it. I love this guitar, but it doesn't play good enough, you know, for what I need it for. That type of thing. And that's where I'm a huge help. You guys take care. Have a good day. We'll be posting more today. Always love from Good Earth.